The topic for today is meetings drive business. We can be just giddy about what this company is all about, and you can be giddy about what you are doing. But if you don't share it with anybody, it just doesn't go anywhere, right? And we as humans, it's really difficult for us to get really excited about something and not share it with other people. And so when I say meetings, there's many, many, many different ways that you can do a meeting. But the goal is to get this information in front of somebody. And whether it's a one-on-one meeting or a lunch meeting or a home meeting, okay? Now, I think everything starts with a one-on-one. All right, it starts with a conversation. We go through the discovery phase of, hey, how you doing? How are the kids? What have you been up to lately? How's the job? What's going on in your life? And all of a sudden they start telling you things where you can lead them to a solution here with our products and our technology. And then after that, you can invite them to a bigger format, whether it's a lunch meeting. And I'll tell you guys, in my early career, I used to do a lunch meeting every Monday. Every Monday afternoon, we had a standing lunch meeting, and we did it at the Sheraton Hotel in Brookfield here in the Milwaukee area. And the cool thing was, and I'm going to tell you this, guys, in case you want to go do this in your town, the bar area at this hotel was not open until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but they allowed us to use the bar area to do our lunch meetings on Mondays. And so we had this little section of the bar that we could use to do our lunch meetings, and we had a set menu. All right, there were like 4 items that people could choose. It wasn't the whole menu. There were 4 things that people could choose from, and everybody ordered ahead of time, and then the wait staff would bring the food as soon as the presentation was over with. And nobody had to RSVP or anything. We just said, listen, every single Monday at 12 o'clock, we're doing this meeting. We're going to be out of there by 1 o'clock. And it's just a chance for people to have lunch and to hear about the opportunity, right? You guys, it worked ridiculously well, okay? And we told all of the distributors, we said, listen, you need to buy your person lunch. And it was a set price, okay? Back then, it was $12 per person. So it was really affordable. So it was, I don't know, I'm just telling you guys that every single Monday we would do this lunch meeting. It was standing. And I just knew that every Monday I was going to be at the Sheraton Hotel I got there a little bit early to set things up. But if 4 people came, great. If 50 people came, great. But we had a standing lunch meeting. And I tell people all the time, whenever there's a group hotel type meeting or a home meeting, it's like I want people to be hearing about the opportunity for the second time. Because the first time that they heard about it is your conversation with them. And then all of a sudden you invite them to a lunch meeting or a home meeting, and they kind of look around and go, wow, there's 15, 20, 30 other people here. That adds credibility to what you said with them in that one-on-one meeting that you had. Weekly hotel type meetings, okay? And I say hotel, it doesn't necessarily have to be at a hotel. But there has to be a weekly meeting that you guys attend. Now, the weekly meeting that we're doing is what? We're doing the Tuesday Zoom presentations, okay? We live in a world today where technology is so good that we can do a meeting and reach people literally around the world. And that's what the Tuesday Zoom presentation is all about. So one-on-ones, lunch meetings, home meetings, weekly business presentations, whether that's a Zoom presentation or a hotel type meeting. Weekly trainings are so important. That's why you guys hear from me Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Then we've got regional events, and then we've got, if there's a convention type thing. So those are all meetings that will really, really drive your business. Now, when I talk about how do you do these weekly events, the key is consistency. Okay, you guys, I got started with the Super Patch Company in May of 2022. And we have done a Tuesday night Zoom presentation every Tuesday since. I know last Tuesday it got interrupted with Jay's Zoom presentation, but guys, every Tuesday you can count on having a presentation. Here when I was building my business in through the 90s, it was like, nope, every Thursday night at the Sheraton Hotel at our office, and we would put, I don't know, we'd put somewhere between 100 and 250 people in our meeting room every Thursday night. And we didn't even have to advertise it. People just knew that there was going to be a meeting on that date. And you guys know that there's going to be a meeting every Tuesday night at a certain time. It's the same time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So the key is to make sure that you have consistency in your weekly meetings. The location is consistent, the time is consistent, the presenters, okay? I'm a big believer that you keep the best people up in front of the room. You've got the best people that are doing the presentations. Now, you can groom people to do presentations. You can have somebody do the opening or something like that. But listen, I don't want you to send somebody up in front of the room and have them practice on somebody else's guest. The practice comes in one-on-ones and two-on-ones, but in big group hotel type settings, Zoom presentations, you keep the best people on the mic or in front of the room, okay? Don't practice on somebody else's prospects. Practice on your own prospects. But in the consistency of doing these every single week, you can have a lot of fun with it because you can add contests, you can add recognition to that. And when we were doing our meetings at the Sheraton Hotel, people came because they felt like they wanted to be a part of something bigger than themselves. All right. And we had these big recognition boards from people that signed up, new people and all this kind of stuff. So it really was, hey, let's wrap our arms around people and let's celebrate their success. And, I'm trying to do the Zoom presentations quickly because we don't always have the focus. We don't know if the guest is actually watching TV and watching the Zoom at the same time. And so I try to keep those around 30 minutes long. But guys, if you're doing a live meeting in a hotel type setting, don't be afraid to do that in an hour. I mean, it's like, no, do the presentation, do the demos, do what you have to do, but don't be afraid to do some recognition, and praise people saying, hey, Lisa just signed up 4 new associates this week. She just got promoted to team leader, something like that. That goes a long, long way. And in these meetings, understand that the audience plays a huge role. And I'm not just in the live meetings, but also on the Zoom meetings. And I know those are live as well, but the audience plays a key role in this. Your attitude is so important because when you're on those Zooms, you must look interested, okay? And if it's a live presentation, you have got to look interested. And you're like, hi, Steve, I've heard your presentation 17,000 times now. You say the same thing. I'm like, yes, I know, but it's not for you. It's for your guest. And if you are not interested, your guest is going to look at you and go, man, if you're not interested, why should I be interested in this? If you're on your phone, you're doing something. Guys, we've even had people on the Zoom presentations, like cooking dinner. Like they're at the stove. I'm like, if you're going to do that, turn your camera off. Just turn your camera off, okay? But everybody else, look attentive. And nod with the speaker and kind of laugh at the same stupid jokes. I know we muted you out, but we need that reaction from you because your guests can see it. So the audience plays as big a role as the person up in front of the room. And this is the main point. People really want to do 2 things. They want to make some money and they want to have some fun. Okay? In our business, people want to make some money and they want to have some fun. And yes, going and helping people and all that kind of stuff goes along with it. But I'll be honest with you guys, when I say people want to make money and have some fun, what comes first? And it's having fun. Having fun always comes first because if you're not having fun with this business, you won't stick around long enough to make the money. And in this business, we only promote 2 things. It's big money and free time. That's it. That's really all we promote. We promote big money and free time. Listen, helping people is what we do. A byproduct of that is big money and free time. And if we can show some people how to make some big money and free time, that's going to be amazing because the guests are sitting in that room or sitting in that one-on-one presentation with you, and they're really asking themselves two questions. They're asking themselves, can I do it? And is it worth my time and effort? Can I do it? And is it worth my time and effort? And if people sit back and if they say no to one of those two things, they're not coming in. They're not coming in. Because if people look at you and go, well, I can't do that. I can't do what Steve's doing. I can't do what Lisa's doing. I can't do what Carrie's doing. I can't do what Stephanie's doing. Well, then people are going to go, well, I can't do this. There's a reason that I do that presentation the same way every single time. Because I want you guys to look at me and go, geez, Steve does it the exact same way every single time. I just have to learn how to do what he's doing. And I'm not saying you have to do it exactly the way that I do it, but you have to be consistent. You got to put your own personality into it, but you have to be consistent. And then, is it worth my time and effort? Well, the reason it's worth their time and effort is because you've already discovered something that they need, and you are now offering them a solution. Whether it's on the health side or whether it's on the wealth side. People will sit back and go, is it worth my time and effort? Well, if I can relieve your pain, yeah, it's going to be worth your time and effort. If I can show you how to make some extra money on the side of what you currently do because you don't like what you do and you're not making enough money because you just told me so, yeah, it's going to be worth your time and effort. So guys, when you're out building your business, make sure that what you are doing is duplicable. All right? People have to be able to look at you and say, I can do that. And guess what? It's worth my time and effort. So one-on-one meetings, lunch meetings, home meetings, weekly consistency in doing these meetings and these trainings. If you guys put that into your daily, daily method of operation, what you do on a daily basis is I'm going to get this in front of people, whether it's one-on-one, two-on-one, the lunch meeting, the Tuesday night Zoom. Guys, you're going to see your business absolutely explode. So, all right, you guys, listen, let's have a really, really good rest of the day.